John Haule, in the spirit of Impact Revisited, John Haule started selling clothes, like way back when in secondary school. So he sold $10 clothes, 10,000 units, and he's now solving a problem for 10,000 SMEs. So we have Kaleb. Kaleb switched from being one of the best students in mechatronics into software engineering and AI. So he's building a solution, and they are now a partner with WhatsApp Business. And we also have Miss Liberatha. So she was in the sustainability game before it became cool. So since 2018, she's been in the field, in the plastic and the waste ecosystem, and she has insights in sustainability. And lastly, we have Miss Nasra from Shule Yetu. So I don't think anyone has ever seen a report card from a student. And now these guys are trying to digitize that kind of solution to help parents track their children's performance. So now we'll begin just one question, and then we'll open it up to the audience. And I'll start with Mr. John Haule. So you have raised more than $300K over the past 2 or 3 years from multiple partners, from investors as well as development partners. So the audience and I as well would want to know, like, what makes a Tanzanian startup attractive to international investors?
Okay, so first of all, I run a very local startup. We are a local company in Tanzania, starting in Tanzania, but we are targeting African markets. So my company helps business owners to manage accounting, bookkeeping, and access financial services. So first of all, this question, I haven't raised even $1 million, so I'm just going to try to explain what I know from the basics. So the question is, what does it attract international investors? So to be honest, if you are running a startup, you're born in Tanzania, you have been gone to school in Tanzania, getting investors, especially international investors, it all starts with people. If we look on the background of the kind of people who have raised $1 million or more than $1 million running startups in Tanzania, majority of investors are coming from outside. And these investors are investing to the people they know. So the first of all, I would say, for you to be more attracting to investors, if you had an advantage of maybe studying abroad or having this relationship with these people abroad, it increases the advantage of you being attracted to these investors. But if you didn't be abroad, you just like me, you were born in Tanzania, you studied in Tanzania, I think one of the things that's gonna make you attractive to investors is traction. So it's two things. If you have been abroad, you have been able to study abroad, you have that advantage, then you know most of these investors are from outside, so it becomes somehow easier for you. But if you're born in Tanzania, I think traction is what makes you more attractive to investors, because they don't know you that much at personal level, but at least you have built something, they see traction, so at least.
Okay, thank you. So that's a note to take, traction and either studying abroad. So on to Kaleb. Kaleb is one of the best people in AI and software engineering. So I wanted to ask him a question because he's been building tech products since college. So he built an SMS chatbot while still studying, and he came to that for an interview to the company which exited Copages. So he went for an interview and he was kind of declined. So he built from scratch, and he's built multiple products. And now his latest product is helping small businesses which sell on WhatsApp. It's helping them to increase sales by 60%. So maybe you can tell us, like, what's the goal? Like, how do you scale a product to reach 0 to 100 people, and from 100 to 100,000 and to 1 million? And also, how do you plan on expanding other markets, because you have received interest from the UK and Ghana?
Thank you so much for a wonderful introduction. As introduced, my name is Kaleb. So what we do with Scala is we help SMEs. So a lot of them, they are selling on WhatsApp, but everything is done manually. So what we give them is giving them an AI tool that would be there to answer the questions, take orders, and take payments. Yeah, and then before Gala, we did a product around similar angle, which is called Sarufi, which is more like helping developers to build chatbots. And from my experience, I think the problem is not scaling. you need to balance between scaling, but also sometimes if you are getting the revenue from that scaling, right? Because you can have 100, 1,000 users, but are you extracting as much value from 1,000 users as you grow, right? So for us, the very, very key that we're seeing is we need to get very, very right with the very, very first person that we onboard. We need to make sure they're happy. We need to make sure they're excited, and that set up like a bar for us to onboard other people, because we did a bit of a mistake before with the previous product. When people say, we ask developers, what do you think of the product? They say, oh, it's good. And we were so excited, and we didn't listen very, very much on how on the feedback very well. And over time, so you find out you're scaling, you have so many users, and you're not getting as feedback. And with Scala, what we're trying to do now is make sure the first people, the second person, the 100th person is excited about the product and is getting as much as value out of it. And I think there's so many ways you can scale a product, but I think referral is the most cheap way to do that. And for you to have referral, you need to have an amazing product around your, you need to build something cool and listen to the customers. Maybe that is in a nutshell, because for markets like, let's say, Tanzania and Africa, I mean, the problem are very, very vivid. You can see the problem, but the solution is very elusive, you know, because there's so many tech solutions you can build for them, and you might be just thinking you're smart and just build anything and put it to them, and you find out, oh, this is not working for them. So I think you need to very, very balance well on actually listening to the customers, but also understanding how are they working now, and try to bring something that taps into their behavioral pattern, than trying to bring them a complex solution to them that is actually working, but they won't use it because it's too complex for them. Taking things of like literacy of Tanzania digital tools usage. So that in terms of Ghana, for us, the way we're doing it is we're not trying to change anything about what they're doing now. They're already selling on WhatsApp, they're already getting the DMs. That's how they sell now. What we're giving them is just a tool that works for them in the existing platform, and I think that's the way we approach scalability. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So on to Ms. Liberatha. Since we are looking at the years ahead, I think by 2035, as we have only seen 3 or 4 hands have said we can have a unicorn startup, and being a female founder, you have faced so many challenges. Since 2018, I remember you raised money from the Tony Elumelu Foundation in 2019 and some multiple grants and awards. So how can we empower women-led startups in Tanzania?
Well, thank you so much. How can we empower women? I'm also a woman. I think I need to be empowered as well. So as the moderator said, my name is Liberatha Kawamala. I'm the founder and CEO of Libe Green Innovation. Libe Green Innovation, we are focusing on the sustainability and the circular economy. So basically what we do the collection of waste plastics along the streets. So we have a capability of collecting up to 150 metric tons of plastics for a month. We collect diverse of plastics, not only type of plastics, but coming to the empowerment of women. As a Libe Green Innovation, we are also focusing on empowering women as one of the creating green jobs for the women. And also at our factory since 2018, apart from facing a lot of challenges, because the company was founded for the first time in 2018 by myself when I started working from home. So in growing and getting the city capital from that tunnel you mentioned, so it gave me, it paved the way for me to create more jobs, green jobs for women, especially women waste pickers that are working around the streets every day. So those people you see around that are picking the wastes around, now they have their names. You give them, we normally give the names of those people, but for us, they are the valued people. Law number one, we treat them properly, and we give them incentives, different incentives. One of the incentives we give is to provide the training, financial trainings, health and safety trainings. This is one of the empowerment that at our level we can be able to provide to the women waste pickers. But also apart from empowering waste pickers, at the company we are defining sustainability. How are we making sure that the work that we do is sustainable? Because without sustainability, that means we are not building something that is going to stay for a long time. That means we just make money and that's it. So as a company, we work for the community, for the people, and for the planet. So these are the key pillars that we focus on in empowering women.
And just for 30 seconds, like what do women entrepreneurs need, like you, like female entrepreneurs like you, what do they need?
So what female needs as a female entrepreneur was just the community. So as an entrepreneur, what we need? First of all, we need visibility. This is the thing. Apart from funding, you need visibility. For me to be able to come here, it's because of the Salas Packs gave me the space to speak out of the audience. So, to mind you, for this year, through the Sahara Venture and Salas Packs event, Entrepreneurship Exchange in Hamburg, we want only 2 women to go to the Hamburg to present our ideas. And from that exchange, we met different stakeholders in Hamburg, Germany, and as a Libre Green Innovation, people were inspired by our work in Germany and they were able to partner with us. So in this next week, in 16, we are going to have a delegation from Hamburg. This is not because it's because we are able to give a chance. So first of all, we need visibility. The women need visibility to speak out, to have shown their work out, like the exhibition we can see outside. So those are the visibilities we need. There's also funding. There's also capacity building. So we need a lot. And all those things, where are we going together? We're going to go from the ecosystem like Sahara Sparks and Sahara Ventures. Thank you.
Thank you. So lastly, Ms. Nasra. So you joined Shulayetu a couple, 2 or 3 years ago, and I think you're witnessing things from a fresh perspective because you are kind of new to the ecosystem. And what policies do you think can really help Tanzania to improve the way education is delivered? Because right now you find we have like 3.2 million students children between the ages of 7 to 17. They are outside school. So I know you're innovating for those who are inside school. Now, what policies can the country create to make sure that education reaches the people who are outside the formal system?
Thank you. My name is Nasra Ally, CEO of Shulayetu Innovations Limited. I've been with Shulayetu from the beginning, where we started working to school after school. Shulayetu, what we do, we provide a school management system whereby we erase all the use of paperwork and we bring a digital way of managing the school, from creating calendars, creating timetables and everything, communication between parents and teachers, that is made visible within Shulayetu system. Going to the question, the policies that I think they will help the ecosystem of innovation, specifically on the EdTech part, is visibility of partnering, visibility of the government being able to bring the infrastructures to the schools where education will be inclusive to all. Inclusive to all means they can provide the computers. Also, they can provide internet accessibility to the school, but also they can produce infrastructures whereby students also with disability can be included to the process of learning. As for now, there's almost to 11% of the students that are in school, they do have disability and they're left behind because they can't be able to catch up with what is being taught in the school. So by providing that sort of facility will help those students to be able to catch up and also can improve the learning environment of the students. Another kind of policy is public and private partnership. For instance, I can say Silabu. I think most of us know that. They've been able to partner with public parties whereby they, telecommunication company, whereby they provide that kind of bundle for the student to be able to learn. But if there's the policies is being brought that innovators or edtech startup can be able to have the access to partner with those public companies, it will be easier for them to access, getting the visibility around it, and being able to make sure that the students are learning in a way that is affordable to all the parents to provide the facility to the students. If it's the internet, if it's the bundle, if nowadays they have phones, smartphones, which you check the smartphone and you pay by installment. All that can be enabled to help the parent in making sure that no child is left behind and every child is getting the equitable education as anyone else.
Okay, thank you. I think it's time now for the questions from the audience. I think Bernice will take it from there.
My question to you is, any one of you can respond. What do you see in the startup ecosystem in Tanzania in the next 10 years? And what needs to be done so that we can grow exponentially? Politics aside, practical, factual stuffs.
So who will take that?
So I think, first of all, congratulations, Juman and the Salas Parks team. So I remember, I think 5 or not 6 years ago, it was my first time attending this event. At that time, I didn't have a company. I was still a university student. So looking back and where we are today, having this platform to speak to my fellow young people, and meeting other people, is a great milestone. So congratulations, you and the entire team, and we are looking forward for your next 10 years anniversary to come. Basing on the question that you have been asked about, the question is, what needs to be done? Or is something that I've missed? What needs to be done to accelerate our ecosystem maybe? So I think what needs to be done is to insist to more local founders that this has to be the business. Yes, you can secure a grant, you can secure investment. It has to be the business, I think. So we need to mean business for more founders to understand that concept. That's number one. And maybe number two, I think, is more collaboration. Startups is not do it alone. You need you need investors, you need other strategic partners, you need more people to come and support you. But overall, my honest opinion is we need to insist more founders to think business since day one. We can have all other these impacts and more, but still this has to be business.
Sorry, on adding to that, also I think I will talk on the other side, also on the investor part or implementing partners. I think they can look on a broader way on where they need to invest or where is the growth is, because, for example, I disclose the name. One of the investors I had a conversation with, he said he's not ready to invest on the edtech part. But what we are seeing as innovators, there's a lot of innovation which is being done under education. There's a lot of edtech people who are rising up with a lot of innovation things that they need that money just to grow. I think also on the part of the investors, they need to, it's not about shifting, they can just be a Sahara. Sahara, they're doing a lot of things. They're in education, agri-tech and health tech and everything. I think also other investors who they have big money, they also could look